We're back from new location for me and new co-host for me also. I think we've done a Blake episode before, and I think it was a complete train wreck.
It was
So
a
we're gonna.
long time ago. I have killed and eaten Brewer.
Oh,
So maybe I have absorbed a little bit of his power and his charm.
that's news to me. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's like too much to talk about, season wise. I mean, it was a great season. I was super happy with how everything went. Congratulations
Oh yeah,
to
you were.
QC.
You were.
Um,
Let's put a pause on that. All I have to say is this support, I gotta get rid of him. I know I re-signed him and everything, but
like that's the only person you resigned. Oh my god. Okay. I feel like maybe a Google Doc is like the best way to go over format stuff. I should probably share my screen with you, but that's like a huge pain in the ass. So maybe I'll just make you watch with a delay on the stream. That would be like
I'll
really
pull up the
considerate of me.
stream. Making me do
Um,
all this work. I thought we were supposed to be kind to our guests here, Dean.
Here, no, I'll share it with you, and then I
Oh,
will
perfect. Thank you.
stop watching my own stream if that's an option. More options.
Excellent.
Show my screen share. No, and it won't go away. That's so cool.
Whatever. It wouldn't be a Grim stream without technical delays or mishaps.
Oh my god. And I have to name it. I'm gonna share you the doc. That's the easiest way to do
Okay,
this.
that would be better. Yeah,
Okay. And I'll let you edit too. We'll have like a collaborative Google Doc. Um,
that's good. That's
first
good.
first ever for State of Scrims, I think. Um, but anyway, the if I can get it to show. Okay. The goal, no, still not working. uh okay. Just full screen the wrong thing. I'm like actually like tweaking so hard. Okay, here we go.
You sound a
Um,
little tired, Dean.
yes, Among Us. So the goal of Bilgewater. Oh Jesus, you have.
Did I mess it all up? Fuck, my fault. My fault. He's going. He's going. I got rid of him.
Okay, it works out. Works out. Okay. So it is a weekends tournament. And I'm just gonna make the font way bigger so people on the stream can actually see it. Cool. And last season we did 2 weekends and winners played in BO5. But previous seasons we've done 1 weekend, and Saturday was bracket format run, and then Sunday was play-in BO1, and then a BO3 fearless. Blake, I assume you played in a couple of them. I know we won together once. I don't know if you played in any
Yeah, we
more
won
after
one, and
that.
then I played in another one. I think it was with yeah, it was Peanut Butter Parfait. I
Yes,
think
last
was
season.
pretty much New York, not Musters, except for we had pickle over Alana.
True. So I think the pros of the format is lots of games, and BO3 Fearless I think is fun, but the cons I feel like are slightly confusing, and multiple matches to determine 2 and 3 seed across both days, which I feel like is what a lot of people are upset about, because you kind of have a team that wins twice and then you have to keep playing. So maybe swapping to a different format is in our advantage. I think the other big issue is number of teams is weird, because we really struggled to get 4 for both weekends last time, which I feel like is kind of an issue. Like you guys, I think barely got your team pulled together. Or at least the weekend that you guys played in, you had to like scrape people
Yeah,
up, and then we had to duplicate it.
pickle did come in
So like,
like an angel from the heavens.
yeah, it's like 8 teams kind of feels like too many, but maybe like 6 teams is like too many for one weekend. But then with our player volume, like 4 doesn't seem like enough.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree there. I think since we have such a huge influx of new players, obviously, welcome, smiley face. I think four is too little, and I don't think we're gonna struggle with that same issue of like getting more than four teams again, because I think people are a little eager to play, especially in a more organized environment. Um, I also would like to say, I think pros for Bilgewater, I like it happening just in a weekend. Just 2 days. If it was longer, it would be like a lot more of a commitment. I think just the 2 days back to back weekend, I feel like it's nice, simple, easy. I like that a lot.
Okay. So, oh, I scrolled way too far. I like went past all the suggestions. Um, let's see if I. Oh my God, wait, are they gone? Did I like delete them? That would be bad. Okay. So we have two suggestions before Blind Spiral's suggestion, which is like freaking massive that we will need to
Yeah.
digest. So, suggestion one, I think, ironically enough, is literally just the Frostbite format. So I'm assuming that this is from a newer player who has not been around. So I don't think we're just going to run the same thing twice. If we do want to do like a different modifier on top of this, I think that could be pretty interesting. So like maybe with different rules, maybe. Um, and suggestion two was okay, it says captains draft for teams with an emphasis on as even teams as possible and maybe like a tier or point breakdown. That's more of like a suggestion on how to create teams. And I think we haven't really had too many issues with the teams. So I think maybe we just move forward and digest the spiral one because he sent that
Or
in
go for the
suggestions,
spiral.
right?
Yeah, I also think that like Bilgewater should just be more fun. I don't think there needs to be any like proper planning on your team comp. I think it's just play with your friends or play with whoever wants to play. I never thought about it like too hard.
Yeah. Okay, I will say like I will just Bilgewater team formation is based on points at end of previous season. Captains get to pick their teams. Emphasis on playing with friends, like you said, more than super competitive format. Okay. So moving to spirals, we said we probably want more than four teams, but I think getting eight is probably too many. And he did suggest a
Yeah.
6 team format. So I think we're gonna read through that one. So he actually gave us both days. So the 6 teams are split into 2 groups of 3, and each team will play a BO2 series against each team in the group. So real quick, we can do like a. I'm just gonna scroll down, make a new page, and we'll do like a table. I think. Sure. So we'll do rule, and then we can have like the old format, new format. So the first thing I want to look at is number of games on Saturday. And in the old format, the maximum was 4, I believe, because that's how bracket format works, right? And so with Spiral suggestion, we also have actually we have like guaranteed 4. Why can I not spell that? I think that's right. Which I don't think that's a big adjustment. In that way, every team gets to play 4, so we don't have teams that just like have to play 2 and then stop if you lose both, which I don't think is too bad. And then the highest, I guess, number of teams also changed, right? So number of teams went from 4 to 6. And then he said the highest 4 point scoring teams move to day 2, and tiebreakers will be settled by head to head. And if head-to-head record is split, a third deciding game will be played. And if teams that tie that don't play each other, they'll play a BO1 to decide who moves on. So I guess it's actually guaranteed 4, but max of 5. Do you think 5 games on a Saturday night is reasonable to try and recruit 6 teams for?
Because Bill starts at 7, not at 8, right?
Yeah, we would probably do it at 7 and like do 7 to 12. I feel like it's a bigger
Yes.
commitment.
I think it's certainly doable. It's definitely a bigger commitment for sure. Because if it's 4 games, that's like maybe to 11 maximum, With 5 games,
Yeah.
it's like 11 onward, guaranteed.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering
Unless
because we
I'm
do have a
getting that
lot of
wrong.
West Coast players, and it's like I'm not sure if they could start early. But with Bilgewater, like usually it's like teams of seven, and you can just kind of freely sub around a little bit.
Yeah,
So maybe that
subs and
wouldn't
all
be
that.
that bad. Okay. Um. So moving. Why do I even have this open still? Can you keep an eye on Twitch chat and see if anyone's even watching? I like kind of doubt
I
it
will,
because
I
it's
will.
at 3 p.m. But
Everybody's still asleep. Those West Coasters hate them. They're employed. Yuck.
okay. So Seed 1 plays a BO3 versus Seed 4 and begins the series up 1-0. Seed 2 plays a BO3 versus Seed 3, but they don't get the free game advantage. I would almost say don't give the advantage to one team and not the other, because then you're more likely to have the oh my god. Okay. Sorry, I just finished reading this. Max of 6 games on Sunday. Yeah, that we can't do that.
Oh, wow.
So
That
let's
is a lot
not
of,
do
yeah.
that. Um yeah, maybe like BO1 kind of going forward there could work. I'm just gonna delete this table. I don't think it was very necessary, but okay. Um, so I think the group round robin could be really interesting. So I think we kind of have like three main options for how to do Saturday. So there's like a bracket, which is the old format, and then I guess let's assume 6 teams for now. I think that probably makes the most sense based on
Yeah,
what
I
we've
think so.
both seen.
I doubt it'll be four.
Okay, and then Swiss, which would be the old Frostbite format, because 6 team Swiss is like actually a monstrosity. I don't think it should ever exist, but we made it work once, so we could theoretically make it work again. And
Yeah.
then there's like uh, 2 groups of 3. So I think the pros of the bracket, if it's super straightforward, I can't even type straightforward, but it's easy for teams to get out quick. I don't know. Is there anything else you think is like pro or con of the old bracket?
Think I don't know, it's a little fuzzy in my mind. I
Oh wait, it's
think
actually
my
like
biggest gripe
it's impossible
with
to seed with 6 teams. That's the obvious thing, right? Like if I'm
yeah,
stupid,
exactly.
can't do 6 teams. Okay, so we definitely need to change it then.
Yeah.
Okay, so for Swiss, it's hard to seed, but everyone gets same amount of games, which is actually true for both. So I'm not going to put that, and I'm just going to color this red because we're not doing it. So it's hard to seed, but all games should end up being pretty even because of how Swiss works. So like the strong teams will keep playing the strong teams, and the weak teams will keep playing the weak teams progressively. So I think you're kind of guaranteed good game quality for all your games. I guess easy to determine how many games played between. I actually wanted it to be there between 3 or 4. Do you remember for Frostbites if we've done 3 games or 4 games
I don't ever remember 4 games for Frostbite.
for the Swiss? Let me see if I can find the old standings because I think I
Yeah.
kept that.
Before we
But
move further, I do like to say I think one of my biggest cons with Frostbite currently is if I'm 2-0, I have to just sit there and wait, you know. I feel like the waiting for like your
oh,
game
you
to
mean
happen
for
is one of
Bilgewater?
the biggest
I think it's a Frostbite.
yeah, I
Bilgewater.
think the waiting is probably like one of the worst parts.
Okay.
Waiting for like my next game with that downtime is just kind of like so, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
But obviously it's difficult to fill in that downtime on in the middle of a bracket, you know. It's kind of hard to
Yeah.
like be like, well, what do I do?
Oh, okay. So for Frostbite, it was 3 games in one day, but then everyone had one round of Swiss the next day, is what it was.
Okay.
But for Bilgewater, in the past, we've done up to 4 games, so we could just do all 4 rounds of Swiss in one day.
Yeah, I think that would. It'd
Okay.
be pretty good if we could do all 4 rounds.
Okay. So easy to run 4 games in one day. Okay. And then if it's 2 groups of 3, I feel like the big downside to me is you might not get to play more than 2 teams, which I feel like kind of sucks. Whereas like with Swiss, where you try to seed it so that each team gets to play 4 different teams if possible. Like obviously, if 2 teams are super evenly matched and they're both really good or both like not as good, then they're gonna play each other a bunch of times. But like
Mhm.
you're not going to be guaranteed to only play 2 teams. But it's going to be quicker because you don't have to wait for as many games to finish because each round robin can kind of resolve on its own. And then it's like, okay, this one is like the straightforward one
Mhm.
in comparison because it's just 2 games versus each team alternate side. So I would say maybe like could be ran without Dean present. Whereas I feel like Swiss, I need to be there. I mean, my goal is to be around for Bilgewater, so I don't think that's going to be like a huge concern.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is anyone in Twitch chat? Are we streaming to an audience of 0?
We do have blind spiral there. Saying the higher seed in day two gets a +1 advantage with which is 5 max then for the day two on the I believe it was
Okay.
the one we were discussing
Okay.
before. I'm blanking, but
Yeah. No. Okay. So we can do like here. This can just be Saturday, and then we can go over Sunday, and then take his. Okay. Sorry. I did not understand with the suggestion that both teams got the advantage. Okay. Um. So the old format was a 2-3 play-in BO3 finals. And then so the blind spiral suggestion was BO3 play-ins with buys and then BO3 finals.
yeah.
And then just to toss ideas out there, like BO5 finals could exist, but we wouldn't get a play in. And then we could do BO1 play-ins for both sides and then a BO3 finals, which would be 4 games for both days. So this would be 4 games max. This one is 5 games
Games
max. This one's 5 games max, and then this one is 4 games max again. I mean, I think again, there's no reason to stick with the old format because Y only includes 3 teams in the last day. Like the only reason to keep that around would be if you want to guarantee the first seed from the first day makes it to
Mhm.
finals guaranteed, which who cares? I don't know. Do you have any ideas that like would include all 6 teams for the second day?
Um,
I
hmm,
don't think you get any serious. I think the entire tournament's BO1s if you do it like that.
yeah. I mean, if you were to do Swiss stage, then drop to 4 teams, like two eliminated. I'm not sure if that's how it would work out with Swiss, but
Yeah, I think you can
drop to
kind
four
of
teams.
we could break it down however we wanted to. I think it's just play 4 rounds of Swiss and then grab the top X amount of seeds that we want.
Yeah, I don't think you could do all 6. I think that's a bit too hard. You could do Swiss, drop to 4 teams, drop the 2 bottom teams, BO1 for one fourth, and then 2-3,
Okay, so
and then you
that's
could do
this
finals off
one.
of
That's
that.
option 4.
Yeah,
Okay. Cuz I was thinking like you
yeah, but
could do like 3 and 6 play each other, 4 and 5 play each other, and then winners of that play 1 and 2, and then you do a finals off of that, which is guaranteed 5 game or like it's 4 to 5 games, but every team gets a chance to play both days. But I feel like it's honestly like kind of nice. Like if you're towards the bottom, you like don't have to show up Sunday. Like I don't know. I feel like it's like dumb to
yeah.
be like, oh, like it's nice to like it's a positive to not have to play in the tournament I signed up for. But like I do think that
Mhm.
matters to some people. Like,
Yeah, I definitely
only
agree.
having to show up Sunday if you're doing well. So
Yeah, Blind Spiral said day two. being all six teams means it's either like 7 games or it has to be like BO1 finals, which I don't
Yeah.
think anybody wants
Yeah, I
BO1
think you
finals. I'm just gonna
could
put that
do
out
two
there.
rounds of BO1s and then one BO3 finals, but I think that's just like kind of dumb. I don't know. I think it kind of makes Saturday not matter, which I feel like was a complaint people had about the other format. Like
Yeah,
all it
I
does is
think
eliminate one team.
the prior stage definitely has to matter. That, like,
Okay,
then why am I even trying on this day and not just picking kites at top every single game? You know?
that's true. I like kind of want to bump this with Bai's idea just because I feel like we pissed so many people off with like team format finals with the Bai. I feel like that would not go over well, but maybe. I don't know. I also feel like a free win in a BO3 is way more impactful than a free win in a BO5, which I think that would, because what's like the odds, right? If, because BO5, it's like if you get a free win, then your odds of winning, considering you have a 50% chance of winning each game, it's like 67% or something. But if it's going to
Just
be
be 560, wouldn't it?
75 if you have a free win in a BO3, which is way more significant. Because
Vine
that's,
Farrell also mentioned like if it
yeah,
is all teams the next day in BO1s, if seed one just randomly like loses the seed six, that kind of just like, ooh,
that's true.
that kind of just feels underwhelming.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which, underdog story, I love it, but
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, I think this would make people angry. I think it like is cool in theory because you have to like kind of bracket reset to get out of it, but knowing the scrim zone population, I would get bomb threats. So
Yeah. I do slightly prefer a BO5 finals. Um, it's a little hard to copy Worlds format, especially when we have such a time crunch, like doing Swiss stage,
right.
and then having like, elimination or promotion be like BO3.
Yeah, and I wonder
It's
if we
it's nice,
did do it
but
that way, like would people want to stop playing when they're eliminated from Swiss maybe?
um
Like if you
fair
know
point.
you're not going to be top 2, like would you even want to keep playing? Whereas like if 4 teams make it to the next day, like you
Yeah.
might want to keep going cuz I feel like it's harder to be eliminated in Swiss for the top 4, but I feel like you could pretty easily reach a point where you're not going to be
Was there no
top
way to
2.
like thin out the bracket where it's just one or two promotions? Is that not like a way that it can
No,
go?
you can. It's just like you'd hit a point where like after round 3 you'd just be out, which I guess would still be true in 2 groups of 3. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I just feel like the round like the lower, like if we're doing Swiss into a BO5 finals, you're basically guaranteed to have the 2 teams that are playing at the top. Like I feel like it's
Fair,
hard to like,
yeah.
yeah, because it's just tricky because it's like actually like the draw you have in the 4th round like might just dictate whether you make it or not, and like the real finals could just end up not happening because of it.
Yeah, it's a little
So
predetermined with that, or a little
yeah, so I feel like maybe pairing here. I'm gonna go down to another page and do overall format. I think if you do the
hold
Swiss
on. Blind Spiral says he thinks he's got it.
here, why don't
We'll
we
have to
just
wait and
move to
see.
Scrim's call and get him in the call? Let's just go to
Do we
custom
get the
feeds
man in
on.
there?
Yeah, if you can.
Yo,
He
Hello.
he's invited to the party.
okay, so there's some weird asterisk where you've got your two different groups. You've got group A and B, right? If it turns into a situation where, one group goes, 1-1 and 1, and the other group goes 2-0, 1-1, 1-0, well then you take all the 1-1 and 1 teams and the 2-0 teams and some type of tiebreaker of some kind. But if both groups have a team that goes 2-0, then those two
Or
teams play a
four
best
zero.
next day. or I stepped away for like 5 minutes? Are we on the are we doing two groups of three still, or have we switched it?
We're kind of debating between the two. Like what we most recently said is I feel like Swiss wouldn't work if we want to do BO5 finals, but BO5 finals could be cool. So I think our two main options are kind of we do the two groups of three, and then the winner of each group goes into the BO5 finals. Or you do Swiss, and then the top four seeds of that go into a kind of like a bracket on the last day. The downside of doing two groups of three is that if you end up losing on the first day, you just don't get to play half the teams in the tournament. But it would be quicker game time, and it's more straightforward, and it's pretty easy to run. But the advantage or the downsides of Swiss are that it's like pretty hard to seed, and it could run long, which kind of sucks too. But I feel like the draw of a BO5 finals is pretty cool because I feel like a lot of people were excited for that when we ended up doing one last season.
Man, let me. You guys do your thing. Let me mute and play with some Microsoft Paint and see what I can come up
Okay.
with.
So Blake, what are you thinking between these two formats? Because I think, like, I feel like the Swiss format caters to like a much more interesting Saturday, whereas the two groups of three caters towards like a much more interesting Sunday.
I think I definitely agree with you. I want to see teams play more teams. Like
Yeah.
if we could just do round robin, everybody plays everybody, even if it takes 50 hours, that's something that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, I
Well,
guess you do get
if we're fine with doing 5 games in a day, then
yeah, that would be the main caveat.
we could do a single round robin on the first day.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking this time because
Okay. So like
I want to see teams versus teams. I want to see Brewer. I don't want to leave me.
okay.
I
So
want to
like
go fight Rat Poisoning in the mid lane and then get one tap by Kiana and then blow him up in a bush on Ziggs, et cetera, et cetera.
okay, so like 16 round robin into best of 5 finals might be the best.
BO5 finals or BO1 bracket and the BO3 finals, depending on
Okay.
how many you want. Like take top four, bring them up to the bracket. Six gets
Okay.
eliminated, or five, six get eliminated.
Okay, I'm gonna pink these out and kind of table them. If Spiral comes back, that pink color is kind of terrible. Hold on, I'll do it a little more red. If Spiral comes back with something that's good, I think 16 round robin is our kind of winning idea. The problem is that it's going to be a lot of games in one day, but I think OL will take the L. I think it's cool, and you can always sub midday. I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
also think
plenty of teams
that
have done that in Bilgewater, where it's like, oh well, if someone needs to show up late or leave early, I think that's kind of fine.
yeah.
So the question is, do we do BO5 finals or BO1 play-ins, BO3 finals? Upside of BO1 play-ins, BO3 finals is it's 4 games max, more teams involved. I should have done that differently. More teams involved, and the downside is basically just that it's less hype than a BO5. Whereas BO5 finals, the upsides are that it's exciting, but the downside is could mean 10 games over the course of 2 days, which is rough, and only 2 teams involved. Although I will say another upside of it is that 4 teams get a day off on Sunday, which is nice, which
Yeah.
means that
A lot less
casting is a
commitment.
lot easier too.
Yeah, I think another issue with the round robin is the casting is difficult. I know
Yeah.
our budget went way up for the finals of previous season. God bless Pine Spiral. So maybe there's some things that can be worked out with quick transitions to other games, but it would take a lot of work.
Yeah. So like how we did Bilgewater in the past is we would just delayed
I
cast
got it.
everything, which is still possible. The problem is I feel like with a BO5 finals, people want to watch that live. And I still think with a BO3 finals, people would want to watch it live. What we aimed for in the past was around 10 casted games, which with what we did last season, we did 2 BO3 Fearless finals that were streamed live. And then the 2 teams between that, their BO5 was streamed live. So we had 2 live streamed BO3s and 1 live streamed BO5. I think, yeah, I don't know. It just sucks. I feel like if we do the round robin, it's like all those games kind of just get lost to time, and then the like finals get streamed. But I don't think any other format really solves this problem unless we just want to commit it to it being delayed cast. But
Yeah.
I mean, either way, you have a like shit ton of games, because if you do Swiss with 6 teams over 4 rounds, that's 12 games. And then if you do 2 groups of 3, that's also, oh wait, I didn't even realize if we can't do 2 groups of 3 because the games can't happen at the same time.
Why?
Because if you're having the teams play, so like it's teams 1, 2, and 3. Like 1 and 2 are playing, and team 3 is sitting there and not doing anything. So like there's only 6 games being played in each group, but none of them can happen at the same time. So you actually have to budget 6 hours for that format.
So here, look at my stream here real quick. I think that actually alleviates the stress of that problem potentially.
I cannot even see you.
Am I streaming it? Maybe
There
I'm
we
not
go.
streaming. I'm streaming it. Okay. So pretend in
kind
this
of on
picture, kind of on stream. Pretend in this picture, this is what happens.
Yeah.
So A, B, and C are in a group. D, E, and F are in a group. A plays
Oh, so
B,
you
1
switched
hour.
it to BO1 round robin.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Switch it to B1. So A plays B, that's 1 hour. B plays C, that's 2 hours. A plays C, that's 3 hours. So if it comes out clean like this, 2-0, A versus D, both teams win 2-0. They play in a best of 5 final. That's if it comes out clean. If you lose a game, there's still some incentive to continue playing, though, because you're hoping that secondary option B happens, which might not have popped up on stream. It did not. Let me change the window to this. Now you've got an option where the first group went 2-0, so they advance to the finals. Then you've got D, E, and F who split it. So since B also went 1-1, they join into another group, and then it's just single elimination. Whoever wins wins.
Okay, so that would be
This accounts for the time of 5 games.
2 more games, so still 5, right? What
Yeah,
happens
that's
if
5 at the most.
both go 1-1-1-1-1?
I'm so glad you asked because I have that as well. And then let me put that up on the screen. And then if everybody goes 1-1-1-1-1, then we've got, that's the wrong one. Then we've got this one where you pair across the groups. A plays D, B plays E, C plays F. If you win, you're in to the next day. And the 3 losing teams, somehow we get 1 more team out of that. I don't know how. And then it's 2 best of 3s on Sunday to make it happen. I don't know how you get a 4th seed. Maybe you don't get a 4th seed. Maybe you win,
Yeah,
you're
we
in,
can do
and then
3.
Sunday is a kooky format where it's 3 teams somehow.
Yeah, I think if we can figure out what the 3-team format on Sunday would be, I don't hate this, but I think you still have the problem where you don't get to play more than 2 teams in most situations. Like if you get like a kind of jank situation, then you get to play more teams, but
Because if I'm A, I'm playing B and C. I go 2-0, and then
Right.
other team goes 2-0. I'm playing 3
Then you're in the
teams.
finals. Yeah.
Then you get to play
If a
3.
team goes 2-0,
But if you're like, if your
any
team's C
team
and
at
you
all
just
goes
lose to
2-0,
2
they're
teams
playing
and
in the
you're
finals.
out like that. I mean, I guess that's the same as the current format, but I feel like it feels a little worse when there's more teams around.
I like the idea of, hey, if we win 2 games, we're in the finals. Or, hey, if we lose 2 games, we're out. If we lose 1, we can still play for something. We still have another opportunity to make it there. I would just need to figure out how a seed 4 here works. And if a seed 4 doesn't work, then what does that look like for, maybe the team, I don't know. Let's pretend that let's pretend that in this scenario right here that A and B both win. This doesn't make sense. I'm saying it now. This is the wrong answer. Okay? It's just so
Yeah.
we're all on board that this is a bad idea. A and B beat D and E. F beat C. So theoretically, D and E were worse than C, which means that F is better. So they should
Oh,
get a
okay.
pass into the finals.
So the remaining team from the group that had 2 wins. Yeah, I don't hate that actually.
Or it's like if you so let's say okay, well, let's say A and B win. A and
Yeah.
B beat D and E, right? And F beats C. Well, if they're all 1-1, did A beat D? Did A beat B or did B beat A? If A beat B, then B's out, even though they won their game, which kind of feels shitty, and they play F in a best of 5 final? Or because they won a game, do they rematch against A again in a best of 1? Whoever won the original game gets side select, and then it's a best of 5 final?
Well, then that's
I think you're
6 or
right
7
that
games.
that's just going to be a like horrible feels bad moment. I think it's easier to like
Yes.
usher in a team that maybe didn't deserve to make it rather than like eliminate a team that maybe
That
didn't
won
deserve to
their
be
game
there.
that should have made them
Right.
win. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think then like if 2 teams from the same group win, then it's like, okay, you play a best of 1 Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon if you can, like leading into it, and the winning team goes to a best of 5 final. Whoever won the original game gets side select or something.
Yeah. Okay,
So
so
like a preliminary game, like earlier before the bracket.
Yeah, so like
yeah, maybe we could just do like the BO1 play-ins, BO3 finals there if 4 teams end up making it.
yeah, so basically if A beats D, so they're done, and then B beats E, so they're done, and F beats C, so they're done. For some reason, it makes sense in my head that this group was weaker.
No, it does because more teams won. The problem is, what if A, B, and C all win? How do you pick a team?
Yeah,
from
then you have
D,
even
F?
less
Then,
diversity
then,
in who
then it just
plays.
becomes scuffed.
Like if one group
Statistically
is just straight
speaking,
up better.
what are the chances of us getting to everybody going 1-on-1 and an entire group winning? What if I pay a player from Team F to throw?
Don't do that. um, what are the odds of both teams going 1-1? I mean,
All 6 teams go 1-on-1. There's no way. I mean, there
I
is
mean,
a way,
if it's
right?
50-50 between every team, even though it isn't, it's like 12.5. But
yeah.
So it's a 12.5% chance, and then we need A, B, and C to all win before it gets fuzzy. And then we just need to think of the contingency for if that happens.
Well, I'm trying to think. I think the odds of a thing going 1-1 is decently high. Maybe.
You're saying all 6 teams go 1-on-1 is high?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me try and figure out the math here.
Bro, I'm
Because
playing mid for my team. I'm going 0-2.
okay, given. Let me pull up Paint here. Do we think people want
Never
the
just
math
bringing that Paint.
stream? People might want the math stream. Okay. So after the first game in a group, so we have a hold on. How do I make my brush thicker?
If you can fucking figure that out, let me know because
Oh, I'm using freaking crayon.
wife
That
would
was
appreciate
not
it.
Right. Okay. A, and then B.
still
and
using
C.
crayon.
So after one game, it actually doesn't matter who A or B is. They're going to be up 1. And then say the next game is between. Okay, I guess there's 2 different ways to do it. So there's a scenario where A wins. There's a scenario where B wins. We'll say B and C is the next game either way. So between B and C, there's a 50-50 chance that if B loses both, that's bad. Or if B wins both, that's bad. So there's a 50-50 after the first game that it dies. So let's say it's still alive, which would mean that A and B need to win, or B and C need to win. So then there's another 50-50 shot that it needs to happen again. So I think it's a 25% chance of
that's
it
for one
going-
group. So that kind of goes to
Right.
Blake's
So
2 different groups.
So then it's 1 over
12.5%
16
chance.
for both happening. And then
even if that happens,
Right,
then we
then
need
it's-
all the groups in one group to win.
right. So it's a 1 in 128 chance of that occurring. No, it's not because it's a 1 in 4 because either group can happen. So it's a 1 in 64 chance, which is
And then we still come up with a
non-zero.
contingency if that happens, then blank.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess if I want to chime in here, my biggest gripe here is at all times there are two teams just doing nothing.
Yeah.
And again, my least favorite part of Bilgewater is just sitting around.
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean, I
having
think I think if you're like here, I'm gonna circle where the games are played. I'm just erase that kind of. So A in this situation plays first and third, and B plays first and second, and C plays second and third. You would not mind being the B team or the C team where you have two games in a row. Being the A team where you play one and then wait one definitely sucks. I don't know. I'm like wondering if
Yeah,
maybe
I
you
mean,
like
you get an advantage from getting a break in between games and scouting your next opponent.
I feel like it doesn't actually play out that way.
Probably not, but I'm just trying to make someone feel better.
How we've seen it. What if I do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we do some kind of like mixed group play? So 1 is gonna play 3 and 2. 2 is gonna play 1 and 3, and then so they're all gonna play 2 games against their own group. So kind of like this. But then okay, how do I do
And
it?
then one across.
Right. And then so 1 plays 4 there, 2 plays 5 there, and 6 plays 3 there.
And then we have it out of group games count for an extra point in a hypothetical Swiss stage or something.
Uh, I don't know. This is like a clusterfuck to figure out how it would even like work out seating wise. I think it would be kind of like atrocious actually, but
You would have to do You would have to do it based off points, where
yeah,
you're in group games count for 1 point, and you're out of group games count for two, or the
yeah.
opposite.
I mean, this is how like football works, right? Where it's like you play every team in your conference, but you only play some teams out of conference.
In your division, yeah, you play every team in your division twice, and you play one team in your conference, one team in the other conference every year. Then teams that ended in the same place as your standings in your conference.
God, I hate the
yeah, I guess you
NFL.
could do like every team plays two people from their own group and then plays one from out of group.
Yeah,
I don't know like what that ends up looking like. But that way all teams are guaranteed to only play 3 games, which is fine. Can you stick in a 4th game in there? But then if you're sticking a 4th game in there, then it's like literally you're just playing like a round robin minus a team.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm almost like wondering like maybe if we go back to the round robin idea and like instead of trying to squeeze 5 games in one day, what you do is you do.
One game in 5 days.
That's a great idea. You actually just pause and then you try to recreate the first 5 minutes of the game and then recreate
Yeah.
the first 10 minutes of the game. No, I was thinking so maybe you do 4 rounds of the round robin and then like on Sunday you play the last round of the round robin, but only the games that would matter. And then it's just BO3 finals between the top 2 teams.
I don't know because it just feels like a little weird. I also think like a lot of people would prefer to just have BO5 finals over
I have an idea
seeing
again.
those
I'll be
extra
right back.
games.
I mean, I'm again just like wondering like can we do 5 hours in one day? And when you're doing like a round robin between 6 teams, if something goes wrong with like one game and it goes over time, now the entire day is like delayed.
Yeah.
Whereas if I feel like you do 4, like worst case, like it goes from like 7 to 11 or like 7 to 11:30 instead of 7 to 11, which is like fine. And then you can play the extra game in the next day. I don't know. Does it feel bad to get to play every team but one, like randomly assigned?
Uh, it's not ideal, but I think getting 4 out of 5 is not bad.
Okay. And I feel like we could have a way of doing it where like each team kind of like, because you'll know teams in advance, so you could like internally like decide which team you don't want to play against and like kind of rank it, and we could do that.
Well, what happens when, Guru, Jakar, me, Matt, hypothetical, obviously,
Yes, this
all on the
sounds
same
illegal.
team, and everybody selects them to be the person they don't want to fight? All of a sudden,
Then
they're
whoever
sitting in
you
the
guys
corner.
say you don't want to play the most, like I feel like you just do like a chart, and it's like everyone ranks the other teams 1 to 5, and then whoever gets like whichever matchups have the highest points are the ones you don't play. I feel like that's fairly easy to do. We might
Okay.
have done that before, actually. That kind of seems like. Oh no, we did the opposite. We did in Frostbite last season. We did the reverse, where every team got to pick who they wanted to play first, I think.
Oh, I do
But
remember
but if
that.
we can
Yeah,
do that, then we can do which team you don't want to play, right? I feel like it's the same logic.
I think so.
And then that way, if you're kind
Uh,
of playing against a team you don't really want to play anyway, then I think you're less bummed about not getting to do it. And then that way you're not playing 10 games, but then you still might play 9 games in a weekend. But I mean, if you're the team who gets to play the full BO5, I don't think you're too upset about having to play that many games.
yeah.
I think maybe I figured something out again.
Okay.
I don't know if it's any good, but we're gonna give it a fucking. Sorry, we're gonna give it a shot. All right, you've got A, B, C, D, E, F. We know our alphabet. Teams are randomly paired off, completely randomly. It's just going to be A, B, C. So A, let's do this. So let's do winners. So A beats B,
Yep.
C beats D, E beats F.
Yep.
We got our losers. B, D, F. All right, this is where it gets a little scuffed for a second. E had the longest in-game time, or
Okay, I'm
they
going to
had
stop
the
you before you just re-explain 6-team Swiss. Are we just doing 6-team Swiss?
maybe.
So the best performing 2 teams play each other, and then the worst performing 2 teams play each other, and then the middle 2 teams play each other, and then move on?
And then that decides who makes it to like who's out and who's in.
Yeah, this is
Kind-
just
This
kind
6-team
is the
Swiss.
16 Swiss.
Team Swiss? Okay. Shortest win.
Oh, well, okay.
These two play losers eliminated. These two play winners in. And then the other 4 teams go to a best of 1 bracket. Is that what Swiss is?
Yeah. I mean, we would do more rounds of it than this. I feel like just getting to play 2 games is a bummer. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, no, we've reinvented the wheel here, unfortunately.
Fuck yeah.
It's okay. It just means that it's a solid format. If like you derive other formats into it. Yeah, I mean, do we think 16 round robin -1? I feel like that's the one I feel the best about so far, because every team gets guaranteed 4 games and you get to play a highest diversity of teams.
Yeah.
And then that way, I mean, again, I think we come back to it where like if we wanted to do the BO1 play-ins, BO3 finals, maybe we just do Swiss, and then if we wanted to do BO5 finals, then we should do the round robin.
Yeah, I think I'm partial to BO5 finals. I think it's more exciting because we don't see a lot of BO5s and scrims,
Yeah.
So I think we do a 4 team round robin, and then it leaves the option open for a 5th game of like if there's a tie like towards the end or something would be the thing.
That yeah, not to cut you off. I think that's a good idea. I think do the 4 games obviously, and then either can do that 5th game if there is a tie. Like let's say, trying to imagine round 3-1 at the top of the bracket,
Yeah.
2 teams, 3-1. Either play that game tonight or tomorrow, and then you have 2 options right there. If teams 2 EP teams don't want to do it that night, do it tomorrow, and then
Or if like something happened and it ran super late.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to think, like, could there be a situation where okay, I might need to bring paint back up on my end. I'm trying to figure out like what possibilities we could have here, because we could hit snags, and I'm not sure which snags we could hit. Because like, is there even a possible situation where the first team is 4-0 and then 2 and 3 are both 3-1? Or is that too many wins?
It's possible since you're
Oh,
only
right, because
playing
it's 6 teams, so we
4
could just
teams and there's
have
6 teams.
You'd need to have a team that's 0-4, and then we could have 2-1-3s. Yeah, then that's only one. Could there be 3-3-1 teams though? Because then even if the bottom teams were both 0-4, then that's too many wins. That's 13 wins
they all
out
beat
of
they
12
could all beat each
games.
other once. A beats B, B beats C, C beats A, and then they all win all the other games.
Wait, could we have four 3-1 teams and 2 0-4 teams? Because I think
In that case, I think you could just transition to
Two best of
BO1
threes
play-ins and then
for that.
bracket or BO3 top half.
that could definitely happen though, right? I think.
Uh, Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
Mathematically,
it feels
yes,
like it could.
but that's like another 1 in 64, like the other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
I would say like given like accurate team distribution, I think this is actually like fairly likely. I think the fact that we have like the opportunity of having 2 teams that completely suck and then 4 evenly matched teams, I think super likely actually, given how some of these have gone. It's certainly more likely than having 6 perfectly evenly matched teams.
Yeah.
No shot in hell there.
There's no world we get to 8, right? Like that's not a thing
I don't think so.
in a for fun tournament over
yeah,
Christmas break-ish
No.
time.
Yeah, I don't think that's
considering we only have 8 right now for like the official season, I'd say no.
Yeah. And you need subs for Bilgewater too, so it's not like it's any easier to
Oh, true.
teams. Yeah, I mess with the 4-game round robin. I think that's good.
Let's go. I win the Scrims award. You
Yeah,
must now lower my points by 20, Dean. That is the payment.
Oh Jesus.
I will not go into the season without Guru on my team. I need him.
Blake automatically wins a tiebreaker if his team's in a tiebreaker.
Let's go!
True. Okay, so then I think the draft question exists. I think for Frostbite, we're pretty set on the whole tournament is like you can't repeat a champion across the tournament, and if you do, you have to do a donation for Frostbite.
Ooh,
So
I like that.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be really fun. I think for Bilgewater, finals should be fearless, maybe, unless we want to do something fun across the whole thing. Something that I've mentioned to a couple people before that I think has gotten some pretty positive reception. I think the potential downside of it is it makes like it a little too for fun, is that instead of having the entire champion pool to work with, you just like pick half the champions like randomly.
So
Or something. So it's like you're not working with
like it's
Go ahead,
randomized. You're saying it's randomized where out of the 100 some champions, it's only available, half are only available to the teams to play.
Right. So instead of drafting with all like 170, you're drafting with 85 champions available.
Now, are you saying 85 total, or are you saying Team A gets 85, Team B gets 85?
No, like 85 total, like a shared pool of champs.
Okay, I didn't know if you were saying like, kind of like the Iona versus Noxus back in season 1, where it was like they got to choose the Ionia champion, the other team got to choose a Noxionian champion.
Okay, I kind of fuck with it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, wait, I totally forgot. I had a whole conversation with Chris too. He suggested reviving the fucking region format that we did for Drunk Scrims last year.
And you have to rep the region the whole time, no bans. That's scary.
What we did for that was there's 13 regions on the website. We had 4 teams and each team drafted 3 regions. And then it was a round robin across 4 teams, and in each of your games you could play one of the regions, but you could only play one region once. So by the end of the round robin, you only had one region left, so the team knew what you were playing. So it was like
I
a
think
question of like, do you
that
use your
I
could
good
think that could
regions
be fun
early?
for day one, but then not
Yeah.
for day
It is
two.
limited to 4 teams though.
Yeah, true. Because if it's 6 teams, then you only get 2 regions per, and that's just.
Honestly, I think we have 2 weekends where we could do. Maybe we just run that also, just like a sign up thing with 4 teams.
I'd also just be down to do that for like a bracket sign up or something.
Yeah, okay. I think commit that to a sign up. I think we'll do region sign ups. I don't know. I think that format was good. I think it was run poorly, but I think we should pre-form teams for it because the big issue when we did that last time was no one knew what regions to pick because you got
I think
told your
everybody was
team and
also
then
not sober,
immediately
as you
needed to
mentioned.
deduce what regions to pick. Well, I also had the brilliant idea of having all 20 people in the call at the same time, and it was just whoever yelled the loudest got to pick, which was great. But
I also feel like this also takes into account your points, right? So your points are calculated for Bilgewater. I feel like the region one should not affect points because
oh yeah, no.
it would suck to lose or gain points based off of the other team just having a terrible region or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, one thing we could do. Actually, no. I think that's a terrible idea. I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
I've changed my mind. Bit my tongue. I was like, I feel like we could actually make Bilgewater's draft format like as fucked as we wanted it to, as long as we restricted it to people who already had their points locked for the season.
Yeah.
Like that could be
But I
interesting.
mean, that's kind of boring because a lot of people do use Bilge to get their
Yeah,
games in
yeah.
as well.
That is one of the big appeals of it. Yeah, so I guess if that is considered like maybe Fearless is the most adventurous we can get in terms of draft. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe something we could do is like I know this has been discussed before as like a draft modifier. So like the top 10 champions from like the previous season or like top 20 are just banned. So like to induce variety, like maybe we're not changing the meta, but like you can't play. I will just do most picked. So Aurora, Silas, Braum, Ornn, Smolder, Caitlyn, Yunara, Jin, Jinx, and Mumu would just be banned. Like you just can't play them.
I'm not against that.
Is there anybody with a bunch of bands though that's just not representative of that? Like we just scrolled past the 30.
I mean, we're still banning Kiana. I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah. I mean
It's
if
still
we're
happening.
doing by presence, like Echo would move up and he wasn't high earlier, Kane would go up. But like that way people who like get permabanned aren't like extra screwed because I feel like if your champion's always banned and you never get to play it and then now it's just a free ban against you for the entire tournament, that's kind of shitty. But if you literally never get to play it, then teams still need to ban it against you, which I feel like is why like most played is good.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I think people have also talked about highest presence just because like the champion is just like overtuned. And I mean, I feel like filtering it to team format for a non-team format thing would be bad. So I think we should include signups also. But the problem with signups is it could skew to players who just have a bunch of signups. Like looking at the signup champions, like Gangplank is up there, and I don't even think that makes any sense.
Well, if you're looking at the team format as well, that also skews towards the people that made it further in the bracket. Like,
That's true.
there's going to be a lot more Kianas in there than
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I think if we do signups and we do it by picks, I think that's.
I think just doing both is fine. Like
Oh
both
yeah,
in the
both. Sorry,
highest.
not. I meant include signups, and then I filtered it to only signups because I'm a
Yeah, yeah,
genius.
yeah. I don't think I need to see Jin banned. I don't think I'm quivering in my boots.
Yeah. Yeah, and okay, so I think maybe the question is like cutoff is top 10, which the most played champion there would be a Mumu, or you could drop it to even include like
I don't like
top
this idea
20,
anymore.
which would
I would
be
think top 20.
that's Viego and up. So anything with 25 picks or more. So the most popular champions that would still be left up would be Lee Sin, Varus, Jarvan, Orianna, Sivir. And if you wanted to cut it off even farther, that would be anything with like 20 picks or more. That would actually still leave up Echo, Poppy, Rakan.
We should do top 9 for no reason.
You just want to. Nice try.
Like I get that anyway in the server.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm just like visually scrolling over it and like when the champions start getting boring, I feel like it's like. I feel like maybe like more than 15 picks, but
I still leave some cool stuff in there. Like I'm down to see Senna and Lux.
Yeah. Maybe just like 20 or more picks, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Do we need to ban freaking do Lee Sin, Varus, Jarvan, Orianna, Sivir, Kaisa, Lulu, Milio need to get
Yes,
banned?
yes, 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 yes. Stop right there. Yes. I don't want
Okay.
to see no
Which
Sivir.
which
I
of
don't
them
want to
do you
fall
not
asleep.
like?
Sivir and Lulu. And Emilio. Fuck it, just throw them all in there.
True.
We can I'd gotta put an exception on Lee Sin, but only if you go for every single key that you hit.
That's funny. Okay, yeah. I mean, I think we can like admin team determine the cutoff, but I think tentatively plan on like most popular champions from last season being disallowed could be fun. I feel like that mixes it up.
I'm glad that you discussed this with your two favorite admins, me and Blind Spiral.
Of course.
Yeah, we're both admins.
Okay, so 6 team round robin. Teams decide which team not to play. Tiebreakers as needed. Either Saturday night or daytime Sunday. BO5 finals. And then top X champions from last season banned. That's what we're happy with.
Yeah.
Okay. And this addresses the following problems. No breaks. Variety of team, variety of opponents is the better way to say that. Every team gets 4 games. BO5 finals.
It's actually a good
Fun
idea.
draft
Jakar just had
format.
too.
Yeah, I saw what Jakarta said.
Top
He
five
said that
per role.
cutting off the top 5 champions per role.
Okay.
Because it's a little skewed. There's a lot of, I think, junglers on there that have a lot of play. Like Viego, Lee Sin, Mumu, all those are getting
Okay,
like
what
cut
would
off.
that look like? So that'd be Ornn, Renekton, Mordekaiser, Cho'Gath, Malphite cut off, but you get to keep Scion.
Oh, okay. Oh, the top six, top six, top six. Roll it back.
Let's do 8. I feel like Aatrox, Shen lumped in there. Because that way you're like most played that are still up are like Set, Nara, Cassante, Jax. I feel like that's interesting. And
Yeah, well,
then,
Shen is all those champions there are also just above the 15 mark.
yeah. For jungle, that would be a Mumu, Viego, Lee Sin, Volibear, Jarvan, Zinzao, Wukong, Sylas, and would leave up Echo, Kane, Vi. That seems good to me. For mid, it takes out Aurora, Ari, Syndra, Orianna, Hui, Malzahar, Talia, Azir. I feel like for mid, you could probably do top 5, leave the Malzahar, Talia, Azir up, but maybe in the case of a tie, like since Azir and Mel are both tied for 8th, you leave them both in. And
Or
then
leave both out.
ADC, if you pinch off 8
Yeah,
champions,
if you
it's
pinch
like
off 8.
brutal, actually. Well, no, because then you still have Kai'Sa, Zeri, Xayah, Aphelios. No, that's fine, actually. Because the cutoff for ADC would be friggin' Smolder, which thank God. And then support would be Braum, Nami, Lulu, Milio, Nautilus, Rakan, Renata Glass, Soraka. And the top ones it would leave are Rel, Taric, Janna, Sona, Leona. Yeah, good suggestion, Jakar.
Do some math and make it proportional too, right? If there's 60 champions played for support or 30 champions played for support, but 60 for top, it's 20% or 10%. Instead of
yeah, I
top
see what you
5 or top 8, do it proportionally, maybe? I can do some counting if you guys end up going that way. Right? Because aren't there going to be significantly more champions played top or mid, but not as many in support? So if you ban 10 supports, you're down to playing Mundo support or some shit.
My comment Mundo support.
I think there's enough champions in each role that it's not that bad.
Yeah. Get creative. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I mean,
No one will be wanting more.
I can play anything jungle. I play just Zaheen jungle.
I mean, if we're
last
doing
night.
this, we're removing what 40 champions, so we're still leaving 130 to pick from. I feel like that's
that'll be
fine. Sorry if your one trick gets banned. Actually, not sorry at all, but that's okay. Okay.
But I got a champion you can blind pick.
Seems interesting.
His name
If
is
anyone has
Sion,
like
he's
any
not
like
hard.
horrible like downsides of this that we didn't think of, speak now, I guess.
Teams decide which team they don't play. What does that mean?
Like you kind of rank the teams that you'd like to play least, and then if both teams kind of pick each other, then that's the team you don't have to play.
I mean, because that's
What
just
if all teams pick?
circumstantial, though. I think it'd just be better to copy the Frostbite format and be like, hey, who do you want to play? I feel like that'd just be a
Well, but
little
then we need
simpler,
to
you
pick
know?
4 teams that you do want to play.
Okay,
Because you're
well,
accepting one. I mean, we could also do it as
sure.
like which teams do you want to play the most, and then which the teams that want to play each other the least we get rid of.
Just
It's
randomize
not.
that bad boy on live stream.
Oh, whoops. It's okay. We're just like nesting it inside each other. I love leaking my Twitch stuff.
Let's see the monetization. How much you made? How many ad bucks have you sucked out of me?
Not much.
72 cents.
Um. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think feasible to do any prelims to ease the game load for Saturday or Sunday. I mean, Sunday, I think you're just BO5 finals is on Sunday. I think that just is going to be what it is. Yeah, I mean, I think if teams can try to schedule like one game a piece earlier in the week to like, yeah, I think that could work. And it's kind of like optional. Like if you can get any of your games played earlier in the week, you can. I feel like that's a good suggestion. Okay. So I feel like then we do like a full round robin. So some games can be played earlier as scheduled. And then like any game that happens before Saturday, we could just like optional stream if people wanted to. And that way we could get
Yeah, I
more
could just do like a precast or
good
whatever.
stuff. Yeah. That's a good point.
Is there going to be any special tab on the website for this or anything like that, or will it just pop up under the seasons thing?
Oh, what are
What do you mean?
yeah, there you asked, what do we have a locked in date for BB yet? Or no?
Um, I thought I sent something in an announcement. Pretty sure. Hold on, let me move us
Let me
around.
see. I love you. Oh, that's DMs. Hold on. You're supposed to be on vacation right now, aren't you?
December 6th and 7th. No, I leave tonight, so I'm getting this done early.
6-7.
Oh my god.
Yes,
Shit.
let's go. I made him leave. I made him leave.
You did. I need to change the fucking overlay now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so December 6th and 7th is the weekend that we have slotted for this. So, which is a little tough because we need to start forming teams like now, but which means that I need to fucking handle that on vacation. I will make the other admins do something for once. That's not true. They help a lot. I'm just memeing.
Putting home to work.
I will. Okay. Yeah, I think that could work. And then feel free to play games early. Okay. Yeah, I think that about does it.
Anything else left to discuss?
All right. Well, thanks for being on, Blake. I feel like we came up with a good idea.
Of course,
Thanks
I'm always
to
here.
Spiral and Drakkar and whoever else was in the comments helping us out. But do
I feel
appreciate
so
it.
bad for
Hopefully
I
this is
just, I
fun.
just killed him.
Yeah, you did. You took him out back and shot him. All right. See y'all. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.